Hey y'all, it's me, Ms Fil, and I'm here for day 2 of our week 7, which is a new week of a different sport. Did you guess what sport it is based on yesterday's video? Did you? Did you guess it? Baseball! We're going to talk about baseball for a little bit this week. I know it's a short week, but we're going to talk about it anyway, so let's go! Don't do that in the house. So, baseball. There's a ball. Now, this is a wiffle ball. I know that because there's different variations of baseball. This is a wiffle ball. I don't have a baseball with me. I'm sorry. If I can find one, I will show you. But this is what I'm going to call my baseball. It's about yay big, so it's about the size of my palm. And you play with a bat. And you play with a mitt or a glove, which, again, I don't have mine with me right now. But it basically goes on your hand that you do not throw it, that's called your non-dominant hand, and you catch the ball with it. It's a bigger thing that's made of leather, and it's like a big mitten, glove. That's why they call it a mitt or a glove, and you catch the ball. It helps you catch the ball. It also protects your hands so you don't get hurt. But those are the things that you need for baseball, and it's a really awesome game that you play with 9 people on each team, and you take turns going up to home plate, trying to hit the ball and run around the bases. That's the basic gist of it. So they say that baseball is America's pastime. You know what that means? That basically means that baseball is America's sport of choice. It's our favorite one, supposedly. It might not be yours, but it's America's game. That's what they say. That's why it's our pastime. But let me tell you something. Did you know that baseball actually has roots that are in England? So that's right. The English did it first, and then we took it. So now it's ours. So let me break it down. What happened is that in England, long time ago, 1700s, that's like over 200 years ago, they were playing a game that was very similar to baseball. Now, it's not the same exact game as baseball like we know baseball to be, but it was very close. Then people moved from England and they became immigrants because they came over to America and Canada. Okay, they came to North America, basically, and they started playing these games. I read somewhere that the very first game that was played in North America was in Canada. But since we're not Canadian, I'm going to talk about the first game that was played in America. And did you know that the very first game that was played in America, our country, was on June 19th, 1846? That's a long while ago, guys, which is why it's our favorite pastime. Now, that very first game, let me tell you, it was against 2 teams, okay? They were the New York 9, because there's 9 people on each team in baseball, against the New York Knickerbockers. And Knickerbockers are just like another word for pants, basically. So they were the New York Pants, whatever. That was what they called it back then. But in that game, the New York 9 actually beat the New York Knickerbockers 23-1. That is not the best of games for the Knickerbockers, but they tried their best. They got one, which is great. But the very first game, June 19th, 1846, it was 23-1. The New York 9 beat the New York Knickerbockers. And another fun fact, that game was played in New Jersey. Weird, right? You're like, but wait, Ms Fil, those were both New York teams. Why are they playing in Hoboken, New Jersey? I wasn't there in 1846 on June 19th, so I can't tell you, but that's just how it went down. So that's pretty much the very, very beginnings of baseball and the history of it that we know today. It has evolved a little bit and has been refined, which means that we have taken the rules and made them a little better. And there's rules that are being changed even today. So crazy, right? Things just kind of keep getting better and better as we go along because we learn. We learn as we go, guys. I tell you this stuff a lot. You got to learn from your mistakes and you got to grow from them. And it's the same thing with sports. They're not always perfect and there's always room for improvement. So that's how baseball is too. So the baseball that happened in England and then got brought over here to America and got played in America looked a little different than what we would see today if we went to a baseball stadium to watch a game. And now we've got tons of different teams, okay? Back then there was only a few teams, and now we've got lots of teams. And we have 2 different leagues, the National League and the American League. And we have the Major League Baseball League, which is really awesome. And so there's just a lot going on with baseball, which is really cool. I wonder how many of you guys have played baseball before. I'm sure there's probably a good handful of y'all that have played this game. And guess what? Tomorrow, we're going to learn about another sport that's super similar. I'll give you a hint. Ms Fil played it. And maybe you can guess it, but I will tell you tomorrow. So, that's all I got for today. We learned a little bit about baseball. We learned that the first game in America was actually played in New Jersey, but it was 2 New York teams, and it was on June 19th, 1846. That was a very long time ago. But that's our baseball history for today, and tomorrow we're going to learn about something else. So I hope you come back. See y'all tomorrow.